Worst thing in the world. All right, this needs to be documented. What's the date today? 6th. The 6th of November. The greatest news, some of the greatest news in my life just happened. I can't say anything about it. Fuck yes! Oh! I can't wait to share with you, but they won't let me share anything. I want you to remember this date, November 6th. Mwah! You know who you are? Mwah! Mwah, maestro. Mwah!
A few moments later.
I'm Chris, and this is a place on the internet where I talk about comics, movies, games, and things I'm generally passionate about. So the worst kept secret in the DC universe, outside of Kumail Nanjiani possibly playing Booster Gold, was Jason Momoa playing Lobo. When Aquaman 2 was about to come out, Jason Momoa put out a lot of things on social media about some good news that he had gotten, and there was some suggestion in interviews that maybe that he had been finally cast as his favorite comic book character, Lobo, the main man, everyone's favorite bounty hunter in the DC universe. Now that's finally confirmed. Jason Momoa will be playing Lobo in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Now, Lobo was not in that original story. Which was a 12-issue one-off, which was very much inspired by True Grit. But Tom King has shared that Lobo was a part of that original pitch. And, you know, Lobo, you could fit him anywhere in the DC universe. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was some mention of Lobo in Superman. And what do I think of the casting? It's awesome. Like, it's anyone with a pair of eyes can see that Jason Momoa, you just slap some white makeup on him and you don't really have to do much else to make him the main man. I think as Aquaman, he did a great job. Like, when he was cast, obviously he was kind of a stretch when Zach cast him as Aquaman, but there's no doubt Aquaman was the most successful franchise in the DCEU. The first Aquaman was the only film in the DCEU to cross over $1 billion, which included a movie that was called Batman vs. Superman, also a Justice League movie. So that's pretty insane that movie was able to be a huge success, and that's probably the movie outside of BVS that I've seen the most in the DCEU. Don't judge me. It's one of those movies that for some reason I always revisit. Same thing with Zack Snyder's Justice League. But that, and then also Aquaman. It's just a fun movie. I love Black Manta in it. I just love James Wan as a filmmaker, and he can do no wrong, especially like you guys, if you haven't seen Malignant, see Malignant. When you watch Malignant and you see how like crazy that movie gets, you just get that James Wan just loves movies, and that's like exactly what Aquaman is. It's a love letter to his favorite action movies of the 80s, like Flash Gordon, Indiana Jones. Like, I love that movie. I could talk about that movie all day. So it is disappointing that he won't be returning as Aquaman, but as Lobo. James Gunn has always been pretty good at casting, so hopefully we get to see more of Lobo throughout the DC universe, and it's not just a one-off in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And I think, you know, with this, if Superman is a huge success, that will lead into, I think, a really successful Supergirl movie. And Superman has to be a success for Supergirl to be a success, to be quite honest, because although the book that it's based on, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, was a critical success at first, it wasn't much of a financial success until it was announced as a movie, which is not a bad thing. That happens all the time. But a lot is riding on the success of Superman. If Superman falters, we probably will only see Lobo in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And I'm excited to see Jason Momoa's performance as Lobo. Now, some people will think like, oh, he's just going to do Aquaman and this whole thing. But I don't know if you've seen Fast X, but Fast X, he plays a villain and he's amazing in it. Like, he's having so much fun. And if he brings that to his role as Lobo, I think it's just going to be a breakout. People already had fan casted him as Lobo for years. It's been something he's been hinting at for a really long time. So I know he's just going to give it his all and make sure that if there's one thing that's going to be good about that movie, we know for sure is going to be Jason Momoa as Lobo. And what do you think of the casting? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think, hey, like, we should probably leave the DCEU behind, all actors included? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.
That's right, keep moving!
You know what? Yeah.
Except you stay.